Hello everyone. So in this tutorial, we'll learn how to create an order in AltheaSuite. Let us now move towards the order section. Under the order module, you click on orders again. This is the section that lists out all the list of our old created orders. You see a particular status color that's associated with every order, the location, the order number, and order statuses, etc. Now, to start creating a new order, we'll click on the new button. So you are eventually able to add an invoice date, a fictitious invoice number, due date, shipping method, etc. And you will also able to add a status. These are custom defined statuses that can be devised based on your workflow or how your order moves around inside your warehouse. So I've just created a couple of ones called as new, assembled, polished, and ready for dispatch. Every order status will have a color attached to it, so it helps to signify and segregate these orders separately. Now I can select the particular customer. I can select if I want to use the same billing address as the shipping address, or if I have multiple shipping addresses, I can select them from the drop down. In case I want to create a new customer at the time of creating an order, so I'm able to do that by clicking on the three-dotted icon. So I'll be able to look at the existing customers, and then I can click on the new button to create a new customer. So I can fill out the details, the name, company, email, etc. I can fill out the billing address, the shipping address, and there can be multiple shipping addresses. So you can save this information and create a customer in this way. So the customer has been specified. Now I'll head over to selecting the item. I can search the item via either scanning through a barcode scanner or using my phone and clicking on this icon, which opens up my mobile phone scanner. So I can add the item by scanning the barcode, or I can search by the item name. So I'll select an item. So I'm taking an example of an item which is a manufactured item. So essentially this is a finished product that is manufactured by the company, and they require a certain set of raw materials which are assembled to manufacture the product. I can add other products as well to the mix. So assumingly I have now formulated and listed out all the list of my products, I can also change the quantity of the products based on what has to be manufactured or what has to be sold in the order. Now I'm also able to add a unique item level note. So once I've added a list of all my items that have to be ordered, I can click on the show stock availability button. So this will now ask me that the order is not created or created. I'll click on yes. So the stock availability button is essentially a way to understand if the stock is available in your warehouse or not. So to look at a collective representation of your stock across the warehouse that you're trying to manage. So since we have selected a warehouse on top, this is the warehouse from where the products will be reduced from. So if it's a manufacturing that is going to happen, the stock will be reduced from this warehouse. You can then later choose to have a process where you're transferring the stock from one location to the other and have your own business workflows followed. So I can choose the warehouse from where the stock has to be reduced from. Now I can also choose to select only the manufactured items. So this will show me the list of all the manufactured items that have to be manufactured. Or I can choose to not show the manufactured items. So these are the list of items which are raw materials, which do not have to be combined to form a finished product. So these are the list of raw materials. So at this point, once I see my list of raw materials, I can actually go ahead and choose to understand if the products are below or not available in the stock. So to formulate and assemble my product or manufacture them, I can now see the respective quantities. So there's something called as ordered quantity. This is what tells you the list of the available. This work tells you the list of the quantities that have to be ordered. So the ordered quantity in my case, as we saw, was 3 for the acorn nut and 1 for the door bolt pin. You will also be able to see the needed quantity. So in my case, if the stock is how much is actually needed to manufacture, that will be required. That will be seen here. I can see the available quantity. This is how much quantity is available in my warehouse. So since this is my manufactured product, the product which has to be manufactured, the finished product, I can also see the accordingly available stock for my individual raw materials. So I can head over and I can find that these two products are available in my stock. The short stock quantity is the quantity that tells you how much amount of stock is actually required to be ordered, because it's not available for the order to be fulfilled. So in my case, I see 1 and 3 and 5 for the available products. And since these two products have available quantity sufficient, so I see 0 as the short stock. Now it can also take into account the purchase orders that have been generated in the past or which are yet to be processed. So it can take into account the purchase order quantity also, and then finally formulate and tell you what is the final short stock quantity. So there's a checkbox here which you can ensure to check, which is request only for this order. So if you're doing that, so it doesn't consider for the other ordered items. So if there are products which are yet to be ordered and which were pending, so it will not consider those products. So you only see this particular order and the respective details. So once I've understood the stock availability of my parent product and my raw materials, now I can choose to generate a stock request, a stock transfer, a purchase order, a receive stock from here itself. So these buttons can immensely help me to shorten down the process of ordering the products from here itself. Let's assume a scenario where I have raw materials below than a particular quantity. So I can choose to select the set of raw materials that have to be ordered and generate a purchase order or a purchase from here itself. I can also choose which warehouse it has to be ordered from, so I can change the warehouse from here as well. Now, once I've understood the raw material and the finished product details, I can choose to print this information also using the print button. I'll close this and I'll move towards the section which shows me a list of the notes and pictures that I can add. So along with adding the list of the items, I can also add certain custom notes, pictures that can be attached to the invoice, attachments and order fields, etc. And I can also define certain customer fields. So these pictures and attachments and things can also be shared with the customer while you're creating the order. This helps immensely by keeping the customer informed And you can also send these out to the customer to have a request that you can approve these images, and then only we'll go forward with the order. Now I have added all the items in the grid, and I'll move towards the create button to create it, or creating and printing it. So once the order is created, I can see the new order created. I'll be able to also see the particular color associated with my new order status. So since the order was created, and I see the new status here. So under order statuses, like I mentioned previously, you'll be able to create new statuses one by one, like I've created: assembled, polished, and dispatched. So these are all which can determine how your workflow is managed inside your warehouse. So you can create new order statuses using the new button. And once I have created an order, I can move it around inside my warehouse and change the order status. So from here, I can click on this three-dotted icon, and whenever a product moves from one stage to the other, I can change the status from new to assembled or polished, or any sort of status that I have assigned to the product. So this is how I'm essentially able to create an order and change the statuses. So you're also able to see an option where you can send a status check link to the customer. So the status check link gives you the ability to send a link to the customer where he is informed about these changes which are happening in the backend. You are also able to send an email to the customer from here itself right away. And you are also able to send a text message to the customer from here itself. You can also view the status history, which will tell you the entire life cycle of the order, how it has been moving around the warehouse. And again, you can look at the stock availability from here as well. So this is how you can create an order in AltheaSuite. You can now also use these order statuses checkboxes on top, so you can segregate between, let's say you just want to see only the polished orders or only the assembled orders. So I can do that and only see those respective orders. So I have different statuses which I can apply based on my order status, my packing status, my invoice status, and my order types. So these all can be applied along with the search field that helps you segregate the products based on whatever you search. So these information can be searched out very efficiently. You can also export all of this information in an Excel by clicking on this icon. So we have understood how to create an order and how to change a status and related things. Thank you.